Hello, everybody, and welcome to the January 3rd planning meeting for the Kubernetes Contributor Summit EU 2024. First meeting of the year. Gonna kick things off fresh again, and we're gonna get this done. Just a reminder that this meeting abides by the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which I encourage everyone to take some time to read if you have not. Let's get started. I think I'll pass to Arnaud shortly, but the only thing from my side right off the bat is Brienne let us know the date of the event will be Tuesday, March 19th. So it's good to have that unlocked. We'll want to get that on the website shortly. And then I will be starting a thread with Brienne and Arnaud this week to talk about staff swag. So gonna try and make those berets happen. Arnaud, do you have anything?
Not really. I've like one action item. I need to send an email with a doodle about EU meetings. I will try to get this done this week. If I succeed to bring back my mind to work on 2024. So that's my only update. I do have a question about shadows and volunteers because basically most like it was a conversation off the record, but do we want to close call for help about shadows and volunteers? Do we have enough people to run the show, or do we want to basically leave the door open until end of January or something like that?
I think we probably can close it at this point. Mario, you've got a hand up.
Yeah, I mean the only topic that would be interesting is to have volunteers for day of ops for some of the things, so that we have people around that not yet know that they will be on the contributor summit, because most of the people do not yet know when it's going to happen. So I would leave it at least for this point a little bit open, and also until we know how much rooms we have to staff and stuff like this, because this is all currently unknown.
Okay, that sounds good. I think we can let's revisit this topic then at the end of January and see where we are then.
Yeah, and I think by January we're gonna have the schedule out, so we get clarification on that. Yeah, let's keep that up until January, until February. So that's it for me.
Cool. I saw Brienne was not going to be able to make it this week. So let's go. Do we have anyone from content here able to give an update? Okay, I don't see FICA on the attendees list, so I will ping her today in the Summit staff channel, because we chatted previously about getting the CFP open, I believe, at the beginning of January here. So we'll follow up on that today and see what the timeline for that looks like. Natalie, what's up?
Hi. My update is that the draft is still ready to go. I've updated the date now that we've heard from Brienne. It still said there that the location was still TBD, and that's still correct. However, the last thing that I would need is from content, the updated dates of the CFP. Obviously, the closing date may also change given the timeline was like kind of moved. As soon as we have the CFP dates, I can hit send on an email. I'm technically off work this week, but I'm happy to do it whenever, obviously. I think this week also agreeing with Arnaud is best. So I'm around, given I'm in EU time zone and FICA is in India, I can send it EU my time tomorrow, for example. If we get information from FICA soon, that's totally fine with me.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we should for sure aim to get it tomorrow or Friday. Would love to have it open this week. That sounds good to me. Kaylin, what's up?
Hey, this is my first meeting so far for planning, so I've not done much, which I think is okay given that we don't have a venue. And I will start this week looking into kind of what we've done the last few times, having some custom Kubernetes themed games around. I really liked the lawn games last time as something that people could just kind of wander up and do. So like venue depending, I'll probably echo that and then try and have one or two events like the poetry slam that kind of engage the room and get people going. If you have ideas, thoughts, questions, concerns, feel free to DM me. Otherwise, as I come up with ideas, I'll be sharing them in this meeting and getting everyone's thoughts and ideas.
Sounds good. And then I see Bob has a hand up.
Actually, two things. One, I just had the idea. We've done it in the past, but this time might actually be a good time to do Kate's trivia, just because it is the 10-year anniversary.
I freaking love trivia. I feel like trivia is never a bad time, and we're all nerds, so
Yeah.
no one doesn't like trivia.
We just did bar trivia last night and had fun. And the second is with our dates, and sending things out in deadlines. CFP notifications for KubeCon itself go out the 22nd and go live on the schedule the 24th. We might, like, either in the CFP form or like we might potentially not get responses until that, because a lot of people's travel is dependent on getting a talk in.
That's a good call.
Yeah, actually, I don't know the Colo event notifications off the top of my head, but it should be shortly thereafter.
I think it's the same day as the schedule, so January 20 something.
Oh, really?
Maybe not, but I thought it was for some reason.
Oh, wow, it's actually earlier. It's CFP notifications go out the 8th and an announcement on the 10th.
Oh yeah, it was something
they-
weird like that.
Then they changed the KubeCon announcements, because originally the KubeCon announcement was also to be the 8th.
Oh, I can tell you that's because there was just so many submissions.
Does that mean
Yeah,
that
they-
we have to change when we send it out an email though? I feel like the week before is still fine.
No, I think it doesn't change when we send it out. I just think, like, our deadlines should probably take that into account, that we might not get people submitting stuff until, potentially a week after the CFP notifications.
Yeah, okay, I got you. So are we saying that CFP notifications are next week then actually?
The Colo CFP
Colo.
yeah.
Understood.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, and then the KubeCon notifications are coming out like towards the end of January. Understood.
Yep, the
On the
22nd.
Yeah. I know that content isn't here, but I feel like we're a bit pressed for time. How like Xander, Arno, I don't know if we want to kind of make suggestions for dates and just get an okay.
I just made them up last time, so I feel like we can just make them up and like we can leave the last date TBD, and then everything else, like we ended up pushing most of the dates the last two summits anyway, because we didn't have enough submissions and we didn't review in time.
Maybe something
Yeah.
like the first week of February, and then notifications the week after.
I feel like even that is like a little short. I mean, we can give a notice first week of March, depending on. Yeah, I don't.
The big problem is we want to also have it be potentially early enough to people make travel and arrangements.
And like typically we have a very, very high rate of acceptance. So the review is really not as tough as other cases. And the period once we've accepted people and the final schedule is much tougher because of travel arrangements. So I think having a small timeline there is fine.
I just checked the original dates that are in the email in the chat for folks to reference as an FYI.
Yeah, we can maintain that. And ultimately, if we see low submission, we can just extend the date. Like just we maintain the date we had. We had before. Basically, if we feel like we know we basically will give people more time to submit things, we extend that by 2 weeks, and that's it.
So if we say that we open the CFP tomorrow on the 4th, that means
Yeah.
we give them a month that the CFP closes in a month. That sounds okay to folks?
Noah, you have your
I just want to say that if we have that timescale, then that gives us the opportunity to send out a reminder email right around the time that all the rejections come out, which will get us way more submissions than we would otherwise.
Could you remind me of around that time of the rejection email, like date, so that I can then know to when I should send out a reminder email?
Yeah.
It'll be the 22nd when everything goes out.
Great. So then what I'll do on the comp side is basically send out the first email tomorrow with the save the date and CFP open once we confirm with FICA, and then the second email being maybe the 23rd.
Yeah, and depending, like, if we get our location and other stuff sorted out, so we can send an email with a note with a reminder, like, hey, CFP is open.
And a reminder that also says, but this does not get you a ticket to KubeCon.
Yeah, so it sounds like around like this first email is obviously like, hey, Contrib Summit is happening. Here's the date. And then 2 is CFP is open. And then the next email will be, hey, CFP is still open around the time that the rejections come out. Here's the actual location. And also FYI, this doesn't guarantee you a ticket. Here's the reminder of how to get one, blah, blah, blah.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Is anyone in this call from France?
I know.
Would it be sacrilege to do indoor pétanque as a game? Is it like, if it's indoors, that's bad?
No, technically no, because it's still pétanque. But basically,
Okay.
yeah, if you go in the south of France, people will be mad at this. But I know indoor pétanque in some towns, so you'll be fine.
Okay, pétanque is on the menu. Sweet, I'm very excited.
I don't know what that is, but I'm excited to find out.
You throw iron balls at each other, and you basically measure the distance, those kind of things. I don't even play that, but yeah, I kind of know the rules.
All right. Believe Mario. Let's pick up with Ops.
Yeah. So I started creating some sheets for organization of people. This first will be updated as soon as we have rooms and content for sure. Additionally to this, I looked through the retro of the KubeCon NA, and there was a suggestion that the summit staff is required to take at least 1 ops shift, and I want to discuss this if this is still feasible for the folks that will be around at the summit itself. If not, because then I can have less to ask for volunteers, obviously, because I can plan in a little bit more folks that are around.
So I will say that historically, over the past maybe 2 or 3, we've really leaned into the volunteers. But before that, it was pretty much all the summit staff that was filling in for the room volunteer coverage. I think having one isn't saying, hey, you have to take a shift because you're here, and that's great, but we should probably have the volunteers take a first pass first, and then based on what's left over, Say, hey, we've got 8 shifts and 10 staff. Everybody grab a shift. Probably the best way to approach that.
I will say that suggestion was definitely like when Josh mentioned it, it was one of those things where because of the venue last time being so large and us not realizing how much extra people we needed, it definitely came as a suggestion from that. But I know that we're trying to, once we have the venue set, connect with Brienne sooner rather than later on getting like the layout and the actual size that we can figure that out beforehand.
Sounds good to me. I just brought it up because I was made aware of it in the retro. But that's all from my side.
Sounds good. Let's go over to registration with Ray.
I just asked Brienne for an update on the reg template. So once we have that for review, I'll update everyone on this on the Slack channel as well.
Sweet. Caslin.
Hello, hello. Welcome to MKCC with Caslin. So I know that Brienne had posted something in Slack about the space before we left for break, and I don't remember exactly what that was. Does anybody have that top of mind? If not, then I'll just go find that and check in on that. Cool. So I need to check in with Brienne on that. I think that she said that they had the space sorted out for the last day, and it sounded like normal stuff, I think. But I'll double check on all of that. Aside from that, I do have 2 shadows that I wanted to let folks know about. One of them is on today. Hello, Princesso. And the other one is Rohit. And so we've created a chat. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am Bobe, and I'm going to be shadowing Kathleen on the MKCC. So we'll see how that goes. Nice to be here.
Welcome. So we have a chat channel in Slack where we're starting to get things going, and my plan is to put together a plan this week. That's what I got.
Sounds good. On the swag front, looks like there was a call to Crafter Netties. Yeah, targeting end of January for that. I'm gonna follow up on staff swag today. This always turns out so great, so I'm excited to see what we've got this time around. Yeah, do we have any other topics before we call it for the first one this year?
One thing I was thinking about with the designs, the last time we put out the call to Crafter Netties, but Crafter Netties isn't super active.
Yeah.
So we didn't get a lot. I would love for it to be more of a thing where like more people create designs and we pick a few of them to use, but like people just have fun making designs. So I was thinking maybe we could put out a call on Twitter, which I could handle doing, to say like, hey, if you're a contributor to Kubernetes, we need designs for the contributor summit. If you would like to submit a design that we might use for the summit, let us know. Something like that. Do folks think that sounds like a good plan?
Yeah, I think that would be good. If you want to take an action item for that,
I can do that.
post on the artist formerly known as Twitter.
Zitter, as I like to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll signal boost. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get any more that way, but might as well try.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I am gonna end the recording right now.